Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm your host, One Camera Guy, and this is a really short kind of vlog type style video I'm doing. It's here to help me kind of produce videos a little bit faster. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and shoot some volleyball, some frosh, and some JV. And I'm going to show you the equipment that I'm going to use, and I'm going to show some B-roll. And after the event's done shooting, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my experience shooting with the Sony a6300 along with the Batis 85. So my focus for today is kind of fine-tuning and using the Batis 85 a little bit more and figuring out whether or not it's a good lens in terms of speed and accuracy when it comes to shooting something like volleyball. So we're going to go ahead and find that out today. I may also do the Sony a7R II as well. We'll see about that. But let me go ahead and show you the gear that I have with me in my bag. So let's go do that right now. Okay, so I had my old school Amazon bag. I used to not have this bag. When I started getting more camera gear, I started getting a bigger bag. I had my Tenba Rode HDSLR. And so, but since I jumped to mirrorless again, jumped to mirrorless, I have a much smaller footprint with my equipment here. So let's show you what I've got with me. I've got the Sony a7R Mark II right here with the battery grip. I have my Atomos Ninja 2, and I'll try to record some B-roll shots for you to show you the autofocusing performance. I've got the hero today, which is the Batis 85 right here. I've got the Zeiss 55 in case I use that. And I also got my zoom lens, my 16-70, which will get some wide angles for me if I need it. I've also got the 70-200 G Master, which is not what we're going to focus on today. I may use it a little bit, I may not, it depends. But I also have that here. And finally, I've got the Alpha 6300 here, and I've got the third-party battery grip, and I have the cable attached to it. So as you'll notice that in my bag, I actually just leave the cable attached and I put it in there. It's not a problem at all. I don't really have too many knickknacks in here. I just have my HDMI cable for my Ninja, and then I have some battery packs in here, batteries, things like that, chargers for my phone, anything I'll need for juice that I need for my equipment and gear. So nothing super crazy in here, but that is my bag, and now I'm just going to go ahead and head on off to the volleyball game, and I'll catch you there. Hey guys, welcome back. I just went ahead and finished doing the volleyball shoot a while ago. What ended up actually happening was I finished shooting some volleyball for the frosh and a little bit of JV. Actually, I did finish off JV, and then all of a sudden I was asked to go ahead and I could actually help record a presentation by some neurosurgeons. So I went ahead and shot some recording footage of that. I brought the a7R II for kind of a close-up, and then I had the Alpha 6300 for a wide. I went ahead and used the G Master on the a7R II, and I went ahead and used the 16-70 on this. So it's not relevant to the entire video, but again, I'm just sharing with you my day, and that was about an hour-long recording. What's kind of funny though is that while I was recording with the a7R II, it died. Now it's not the camera's fault. I thought I had 2 charged batteries inside of here initially, but there was actually only 1 battery in there. So I said, okay, the battery's gonna die, I'm good, I have another battery. And lo and behold, I find out there is not another battery in there, and so the camera dies. But luckily I still had the other angle rolling during that time. Audio's not gonna come out too good, because it was kind of last minute, and they just kind of asked me. But none of the 2 cameras overheated for about an hour, so that's a good thing, right? Alright, so the actual point of what I'm going over in this video is talking about this little bad boy here. It's the Batis 85 f1.8. Now, what's really interesting is every day that I get the chance to use the Alpha 6300, I'm starting to gain more confidence with the camera every single day. Every day that I'm having the opportunity to shoot with it for an hour or 2 hours, you start to build some confidence. In my case, I am. The problem is I associate the confidence with the equipment based on what I had with my Canon cameras, which I still do have. So in my mind, in my head I'm thinking, does it perform like a 5D Mark III, 7D? Does it perform in that regards to its autofocus performance? And so that is my benchmark. The camera of choice that I always use with regards to shooting things like volleyball is usually full frame. I usually go full frame. Actually, I take that back. It's more like basketball. I would usually use a full frame like this A7R2, but in this case, the 5D Mark III with the 85, my Sigma. I use an 85 1.4 Sigma. And it's fast enough for what I do. And today, using the Alpha 6300, let me go ahead and pop this on, kind of share with you a little bit about the settings that I was using today with photography wise. I had lock on AF center, and my settings were I was shooting at about 500th of a second, f1.8, ISO. I don't know, the picture's still uploading, or they're still importing right now. Let me do a quick check here. I had it about ISO 2000, 2500 or so, maybe even up to 3200 with the Batis 85, which is kind of where I want to be at with this setup. And I'm going to tell you right now, I finally felt very confident with the system. I know it's hard to say this anecdotally, but hopefully I'm showing you some photo examples while this is going on. But sadly though, I actually had my Atomos Ninja. I had the hard drive today. Actually, I didn't have it the other day. I was kind of irritated about that. But I totally did not unload the SSD on here, and it was full, so I couldn't record any B-roll for you. So I apologize for that. But hopefully you can trust me a little bit about my personal take with the equipment, that I felt extremely, not extremely, but I felt nearly close to saying the performance rivaled that of, let's say, the 5D Mark III or 7D in terms of autofocus performance with this lens combination. After some time getting reacquainted again with volleyball, because the sports season has just started up, and it's been, you know, like a year since I took pictures for it, but I started picking up the technique again, tracking the subjects a little better, and I found out with lock-on center AF, it worked really well. And I know on the back of the camera, I actually set eye autofocus to the AEL, and when you push the AEL button down, I know it's hard to see there, when you push the AEL button down, you get eye autofocus. So I'm not sure if you know how to set that up, but maybe I'll show another video, but go ahead and I set that for AEL, for eye autofocus. I didn't use it too much, but I use it here and there, so that was really nice. And I just loved the combination of the Alpha 6300 with this battery grip. You gotta have the battery grip, and the Batis 85. I would say performance-wise, it is adequate and it is very, very good. So if you were looking for a combination, let's say you're a parent, I'm just kind of giving you scenarios because I don't shoot the sports, and I want to make it clear, I don't shoot the sports like professionally, like I'm using it to make money or anything like that, really. I shoot sports really for like the yearbook program at our school. I go out there, take pictures, and I also do it for my own recreation and learning. But I've been doing it for about 3 to 4 years now, even longer than that. And so I've kind of learned through that time and then gotten better with it. But anyway, that's another point. But this whole setup, the battery grip, the camera and everything, it was very good. And so as a parent, maybe you wanna get a really light camera kit. This combination is really good. Problem is price. It's really expensive. You're better off getting, you know, a Canon DSLR with the 85 f1.8, which is actually a really good lens. But if you're in the Sony camp, I'll tell you now, the Batis 85 performs extremely well with the Alpha 6300 body. So in the photos, as I was tracking the subjects, it was quick, it was fast, but I also had to use my brain. You had to have predicted where the ball's going to go. If you're having trouble predicting where the ball's going to go, you know, your photos aren't just going to come out very good. So having that prediction was really important. Okay. Another thing, while I was out shooting, I went ahead and used the Sony 7200G Master, and in terms of comparison and speed, they I would still prefer the Batis 85. The 7200 is pretty good, but I think the problem is because you're at 2.8 on the aperture, I found myself at 6400 ISO already with this lens. And the camera and body, it's still focused very quick, but because of that 2.8 and that 6400 ISO, it just kind of struggled just a tad bit. And definitely a prime lens was much faster, much more accurate, and it was definitely, you know, nailing the shots when it needed to do that. So, well, this is just a mini review. This is not a final review. All I gotta tell you is, all I can really say is that the performance I got out of the Batis 85 today, shooting those 2 matches, was very, very good. A very good sign for this system, and many folks that might be not sure of what to do. You got to really play around with the settings and dial in those settings that work best for what you're doing. And once you kind of figure those out and you use some of the features that Sony's giving you, you'll start to learn to cope with some of those scenarios. But so far I'm pretty happy with it, and I got a cross-country meet tomorrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and either use the 70-200. Man, I'm still waiting for my extender. B&H, hurry up. Sony, get those extenders out. I want to try out the extender with this lens and see how that performs. But I don't know, I may use my Sigma 120-300 with the MC11 adapter. We'll see. I'm not sure what the game plan is for me personally in the few coming days. But so far, that's the situation. Hopefully you enjoyed this little vlog. Maybe you didn't like it. If you did, great. If you didn't, oh well, I tried. And with that said, I'm your host, Camera Guy, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.